What up, though? It's your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Hope everyone's doing well. Time for another fragrance rotation video where I break down the fragrances that I wore in a given week. In this video, we're going to talk about the fragrances that I wore from Sunday, January 28th through Saturday, February 4th, 2024. I wore a fragrance every day during this week, so we're going to talk about 7 fragrances, a good blend, a good mix of niche, clone, and designer fragrances to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into it. On Sunday, started the week off wearing a decant that I have of Absolute Aventus by Creed. I did a first impressions review of this fragrance recently on my page, so you can check that out if you missed it. This, in my opinion, smells just like Creed Aventus, except you don't get that pineapple opening. This is a more citrus forward opening, in my opinion. There's black currant at the top as well. You get notes, of course, like ginger, cinnamon, citron, pink pepper, and vetiver. The cinnamon is also a new twist. The cardamom is a new twist. There's a little more spice added to this fragrance versus the original Creed Aventus, but that DNA is still there. It smells almost the same to me, a little more spice in my opinion. I've heard people say that they think this is a Aventus version of Dior Sauvage Elixir. I don't get that to my nose. Again, I get the spice, but it's not as spicy in my opinion as a fragrance like Dior Sauvage Elixir. This is a very versatile signature scent type of fragrance, but it costs over $500 retail. So would you be wearing a fragrance that costs that much as a everyday signature scent type of fragrance? I know I wouldn't. I probably would save it more for special occasions and things of that nature. So for that reason, I don't feel like it's worth the $500 price tag. I'm content with this decant. I'll wear this. It's, again, a nice, versatile, citrus-forward version of Creed Aventus. A nice fragrance overall that I wore on Sunday, Absolute Aventus. On Monday, went with another decant and newer fragrance to my collection. This is Bright Leather by Salvatore Ferragamo. I'm a big fan of Ferragamo fragrances. They're nice smelling, affordable fragrances. This is the 3rd fragrance from the house that I have in my collection to go along with Uomo's Signature and Aqua Essenziale Blue. But this fragrance is just what it says it is. It is a bright, leathery fragrance. You get a lot of citrus at the top with grapefruit, mandarin orange, and bergamot. There's fresh spiciness here with rosemary and basil. And then the leather in this fragrance is described as a white leather. I don't know how that differs from black leather or regular leather, but as this begins to dry down, it becomes woody and musky, but the citrus and the leather still play throughout this fragrance. This is a nice fragrance that could be a signature scent type of fragrance because of the citrus, the fresh spiciness, the aromatics. This is something that you probably could get away with wearing all year round, maybe when it's not super hot, but this is a nice smelling fragrance. I really enjoyed this wear. It was my first time wearing it. It'll definitely get more wears in 2024. On Monday, I went with Bright Leather by Salvatore Ferragamo. On Tuesday, went with Deal for Man Stardom by Murata Perfumes. This is a $15 clone fragrance that I picked up from a local Marshall's. Hadn't worn this in a while, so I decided to pick it up. It's a clone of L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum by Guerlain. This does not smell like a $15 fragrance. If you know anything about L'Homme Ideal by Guerlain, the EDP, it is a cherry, almond, vanillic type of fragrance. So at opening, the cherry really stands out here. I liken it on my skin to like a cherry slurpee or a cherry slush type of smell. You get the almond. This begins to transform into an incense kind of warm type of fragrance. There's also Bulgarian rose and sandalwood here as well. So for the price, the smell, the scent profile is fantastic. My only knock on the fragrance would be that it doesn't last very long, which can you really knock a $15 fragrance for longevity? I guess you can, but you're really kind of splitting hairs at that point. You get about 4 to 5 hours on skin, or at least that's what I get. But this is a nice smelling fragrance, and it was my choice on Tuesday, Deal for Man Stardom by Murata Perfumes. On Wednesday, put on a fragrance in the evening, so I decided to go with one of my favorites. This is Rochas Mustache Eau de Parfum. This fragrance was kind of out because I was doing a Valentine's Day video, which you can check out on my page if you missed it, where Rokus Mustache EDP was featured. So since I had it out and it was the evening, I was like, I might as well throw it on. It's one of my favorite fragrances for the evening or for a date night, a night out type of fragrance. I wasn't going anywhere, but that didn't matter. I put it on anyway. Vanillic, ambery, woody, warm, spicy. Of course, you get the notes here like pink pepper, cedar, Bulgarian rose, vanilla, and benzoin. A boozy note is not listed here. I've talked about this fragrance a lot on my channel. I get some level or some type of booziness with this fragrance, even though that note is not listed. But this is just a solid fragrance and very affordable too. It's under $40. A well-blended fragrance. Rokus Mustache EDP was my wear on Wednesday. On Thursday, I attended an after-work affair and I wore a fragrance that needs no introduction on my channel, that being Mercedes-Benz Club Black. If you've been around my page for any amount of time, you know how much I love this fragrance. It's one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. Hands down, very fitting for the occasion. Wanted to wear something warm, something vanillic, something a little bit alluring and sexy for a nice night out, and it was perfect for that occasion. Of course, the vanilla stands out here. This is one of the best vanilla-centric fragrances on the market today, in my opinion. Probably the best on the designer side, if you ask me, but I'm partial. I love this fragrance. I actually recommended it to one of my close friends. He got a sample of it, and upon receiving the sample, sent me a text message. He was blown away by it himself. This is a fantastic fragrance. If you're a vanilla fan, it is a must-have, and I wore it on Thursday, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. On Friday, decided to go with Intense Eau Homme by the Duo brand. This is their interpretation of Dior Homme Eau, of course by Dior, which is a discontinued fragrance. This is a fresher take on an iris-centric fragrance. I did a full review on this fragrance if you want to check that out on my page. But I love the way this smells. You get citrus at the top with grapefruit and bergamot. There's also coriander at the top. Of course, you get the iris, and then in the base, you get some cedar and amber. The scent profile is fantastic. My only criticism of this fragrance was that it didn't really last a long time in my first couple of wearings. I was getting about 4 to 5 hours on my skin, but in this most recent wearing, I actually got about 7 hours. So it feels like as this begins to macerate, the longevity on this fragrance is starting to improve, which is a plus because I love wearing this. I actually got a compliment as well wearing this fragrance on Friday. So this is slowly but surely becoming one of my favorite cologne pickups here in the recent months, and it was my wear on Friday, Intense Eau Homme by the Duo brand. Decided to wrap the week up on Saturday with Fakar Black by Lattafa. This is their take on YSL. You get elements of the EDT and the EDP with this fragrance. It was a chill day on Saturday, just kind of lounging around the house, ran an errand or two, took care of some business, and this is just an easy grab-and-go type of fragrance. It is that fresh, clean, shower gel-esque blue type of fragrance, you know, woody, warm, spicy, fresh, spicy, aromatic. The apple at the top here is great. Lavender, juniper berry, and geranium in the mid, cedar and vetiver in the base. I got a compliment wearing this fragrance as well. Someone said, keep that one in the rotation. And so because this is more youthful and playful, I tend to not wear it as much. I do like it. The scent profile is great. It was one of my favorite cologne pickups in 2023. But I do like to wear things that are a bit more mature. But on a chill day where you're not doing much, you're running some errands, just chilling around the house, this is perfect, and that was the case on Saturday. I went with Fakar Black by Lattafa. Well, there you have it, guys. My fragrance rotation for the week of Sunday, January 28th through Saturday, February 4th, 2024. What fragrances did you wear during the week? Feel free to throw those in the comment section. Be sure to check out my social media for more. Be sure to like or subscribe wherever you're watching this, whatever social media platform you're watching my videos on. That will be greatly appreciated. Once again, it's your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Until next time, take care. Peace.